I don't like this climate advice. I read it once, I read it twice. I do not like it, not at all. It sets us up to take a fall. Let me tell the reasons why, according to this old white guy. Our budget allows too much pollution above our nationally determined contribution. 43 megatons, too high, and it means we'll have to buy carbon credits overseas, paying others to plant trees. And how can now we expect them to find some extra credits when they'll need to keep to their own score? This incentivizes poor emissions targets them to keep so they can extra dollars reap. It's bad, it's lazy. We all know we'll have to cough up extra dough to pay so our polluters can continue plundering the land. There's no ambition. 2%. Climate Commission, I resent you for such pathetic goals, leaving the work to younger souls. The burden theirs of cutting back. At the same time, since you're so slack, is living with the consequences of climate change, they'll be defenceless. 2% the first 4 years. It's enough to bring a man to tears. We can't afford to leave it late. The horses bolt, then shut the gate. We need deep cuts. We need them now. In transport, energy and cow. The biggest cuts should be up front. Shit's getting real, to be blunt. Did I mention agribusiness? A free ride for them, you tell your listeners. They pollute and we all pay. Rivers, methane, coal burns all day to dry the milk, a luxury to be exported overseas. It's unjust and it's unfair that water, rivers, land and air are ruined by such massive herds of cow excretions, burps, piss, turds. The waters taken change the flow of rivers with nowhere to go. Phosphate stole from far-off lands leach into streams and fish gill glands. They find their way to waters deep. Into our aquifers they seep, and into drinking water straight. Nitrates increase our cancer rate. Now what's next? Oh, let me see. Plans to grow the economy. To up production, an illusion. Echo chamber, shared delusion. You're failing to comprehend the mess we're in, misguided friend. I can't understand how you figure we can go on getting bigger, bigger, bigger. We must reduce what we consume. You're hiding rot with cheap perfume. If we can cut energy needs, we can build fewer power feeds, wind farms, hydro, solar arrays. Let's end this fanatical craze of always wanting more, more, more. We can do with less. It's not a chore. We can't rely on only trees, but switching all cars to EVs? Well, that's plain crazy. We can see it's just not fair that you and me continue with cheap, easy travel. This is where the plan unravels. We must switch from the old gas car to walk, bike, bus, or travel far on rail, ferry, not EVs, except for in emergencies, and those with needs that must be met, with travel on demand to get to places that they need to go where public transport's running low. Transportation is the easy win, low cost and clean and free of sin. If we can drop our silly self-drive hobby and let go of the big road lobby, the benefits go far and wide. Bring us all along to join the ride. Accounting tricks. A total rort. No costs included for imports, undermining progress of our nation. International shipping, aviation, totally left off the plan. Now that's fucking deluded, man. Perverse incentives give permission to offshore really big emissions. And this plays out in your advice. Ignores environmental price of panels, wind blades, EV batteries, mined by poor children, built in poor factories. The climate does not know where emissions come from. It don't care. Some people right now live in hell. Let's help them, not go there as well. The world's poor people don't produce the bulk emissions we let loose, but sure as hell they pay the price when we decide to roll the dice. Save planet, economic growth. I'm sorry, mate, you can't have both. Leakage. It's a talking point that's great for polluters to equivocate. They say, in the whole world we're the best. If we cut down, then all the rest will increase production, meat and dairy, and they don't have the magic fairy that we have to keep emissions low. Too bad it's bullshit. What a blow. The truth is, the whole world must cut down on these for planet and gut. I apologize if you're like me and love a steak and milk with tea, but that is just the way it is. No need to get into it is. The CCC's advice to Govt ensures big dairies overloved and undermines the work we need to switch us to a plant-based feed. Weak pricing signals are not right. They encourage polluters to fight the changes needed to get clean, and here's the excuse always seen. We can't convert to better ways when burning fossils really pays. We'd love to help, but we're not liable for emissions, so changing's not financially viable. So here's our chance. Please, CCC, add the price to carbon that should be. $35 is a steal, 250's a fair deal. Make the pricing real and clear, with prices rising every year. And stop the gamblers making mess. It's time to end the ETS. Carbon tax should be the rent for CO2 equivalent. The taxes can be used to grow all the solutions that we know are best suited to cut with ease gross emissions, not just pine trees. I can't see how our Earth will cool when you are pushing biofuel. Sure, it's needed some of the days when simply there's no other ways, but trees that grow should be for wood, not for burning. That's not good. We'll need the wood when it's cut down to hold in carbon all year round. If we could process more wood here instead of logs shipped over there, we could make strong beams. Let's get real. We could, with wood, replace some steel. Less steel, less coal, less greenhouse sin. More wood, stored carbon. Win, win, win. So sad to read advice report that the government from you sought to know if we would be okay if we followed the plan every day. And you knew full well that our demise would follow if we took advice. Climate Commission knew full well your advice, it sends us all to hell. The slowness of response, so weak. It's full of holes, it's sprung a leak. Please make it stronger, make it fair, so future people do not bear the cost of our complacency. We've had a ride that's free. For 30 years we've known enough. Since then we've pumped more of that stuff up into the sky than all time before. We should be ashamed, and what's more, we should do everything that's needed, not just what's easy. You've conceded that our chances of success do rest at 66% at best. That's not enough, and you bloody well know it. So get some guts and bloody show it. I know this poem might be tough, but if, like me, you've had enough, give your feedback to the CCC. Thanks, listener, for indulging me.